temporary?
Why is the Defense Department untouchable? You know, there's an old expression, patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel, so neither party wants to go after the Pentagon. Who says their budget is legitimate to begin with? Who says any of these budgets are legitimate? I feel like I've been transported to an alternate universe. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up and Donald Trump is going to be president, and Snooki is going to be the Secretary of State, and it's just going to get worse and worse.
Okay, well, if that's...
They want to talk about people making $300,000 or $400,000 a year. We never hear about the billionaires who have all of their money in offshore accounts that don't pay taxes.
That you have given your hand at balancing the budget.
Yeah, I've got my...
Oh my goodness! I
ready.
must apologize to Rob. I didn't see that coming. You're sitting awfully close.
We're going to cut the budget down tonight, so...
You know what? I kind of want to get a discussion with you two gentlemen going because you have an obsession with waste in government.
Yes.
And you have a really big pair of scissors.
And it's on the internet...
So I'm seeing you guys as like the budget crime fighters. Like you guys can start your own...
They work,
too. They do. Look at that. Oh, this is almost scary. Rob, you want to hold the end there?
Yeah, here.
Thank you.
Wow!
This is the real deal.
That's awesome. Goodness. All right, so I
wish that was the MTA.
You guys could put on a cape.
I can give you an hour on that right now.
Oh, my
On the
goodness.
MTA, I'd like to talk about that.
You guys could start your own crime-fighting team. Where would you start first? You mentioned education.
And the military.
Where would you cut in the military but keep us safe?
The military budget has doubled if you exclude the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan over the past 10 years.
I think the key word is reform, and it's been used a lot. We don't need...
Do you mean hope and change?
No, I mean we have to reform some of our programs. We don't need Dickensian cuts like some of the Republicans want, but we have to change things. As John said, we live longer. Social Security was put into effect when people were, retirement age was 60. You were an old man by 65, and
it sounds
people
so
didn't live that
logical.
long.
You've looked at so much waste. What are some of the areas that you and the crime-fighting, scissor-carrying
I love to use
cut?
the MTA as an example because they keep... It was originally started and run by private industry. It made money. It received no government subsidies. Then the government took it over because they said the working person wouldn't be able to afford it. Now they've hired Accenture, which is a consultant, to teach them how to save money at the tune of $120 million. And they put ads up on the subway that say you should ride the subway. I'm already on the subway. I don't need to see an ad telling me to ride the subway.
That's a really good point.
Idiocy. I'm taking the Acela to Washington tomorrow, and maybe they're going to throw me off halfway down there. Look, I just think that this is political game playing, and neither
but
party...
what will it look like?
What will what look like?
What will a shutdown look like?
A barren wasteland? I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert on that. People are going to stop getting their paycheck. They're going to close the national parks.
Congress won't.
Of course, Congress is going to get paid. There's an article about that in the Times today. Maybe we should stop their paychecks right now. That might frighten them into balancing the budget a little bit.
John Boehner.
Both sides are hoping that the other is going to have to foster the blame, and that's where you come down to the political poo-pooing, and it's wrong. Their job is to not let the government shut down. So I don't think it's going to be a good thing. I'll give you a $60 billion number right now. GE, individual billionaires with offshore money. Why don't we tax that money? Why is that allowed to happen? There's your money right now. That'll wipe out the $60 billion they're talking about. I think the big problem with America is we know very little about radiation. We know don't put aluminum foil or your cat in your microwave. That's like the average person knows that.